are. You're correct. We are in a very, very interesting situation. But I don't like the word interesting. It's kind of triggering. We're in a provocative situation. And part of what makes it provocative is a little bit of history. I've heard reports that people from different cultures, part of the protocol is to give a little bit of a follow up to what happened last time you talked. Maybe give some information or share something personal, maybe about your family. It's a way to kind of create a setting. So it's worth acknowledging that my family comes from a tradition, both politically and socioculturally, of protest, including protest that was very provocative. And they believed in the right to bear arms and used it, usually very effectively. But sometimes it included unconventional armaments, and some people found that distasteful. And I actually have my direct family lineage did not agree tactically with the people otherwise he supported politically. And that's why we ended up in the United States the way we did. But the point I'm making is that he ended up leaving and getting out, so to speak, before other people associated with the family line made some deals. And at some point in time, they couldn't really deliver on them without being availed of the advantages of other family members who had access to other resources. Now, how much of these deals were disclosed up front and what kind of expectations in terms of the incurred obligations? Well, these are factors we're still trying to figure out because there wasn't a lot of direct and forthrightness about the inception and the engagement. And so over the years, the terms have been questionable. And not only this, there was necessarily a means by which a recharacterization was necessary, i.e., well, we identified you as a terrorist organization, but now you've been elected to be the democratic representative of your people, and we have to negotiate with you. You see what I say? So now, a couple decades down the road, there are certain people that might be suited to engage these matters, various levels. But let me tell you something. Where I come from, my understanding is the men and the women, they fight together. And if you tell me that your men have agreed to broker with my men an arrangement whereby your women are to be associated with the national asset base with less than 50% share of their own national assets, and they end up with me. And that's where we are right now. See, me and my women would never have let anybody broker a deal where we had to give a 51% share to somebody else. My understanding is you did. And now your women are mine. So we're going to have to talk about this as it needs to be talked about, which is that you're not the ones of concern right now. If you agreed to ascetize your women, and in the ascetization of your women, you took a minority stake, and now you're in a situation where you were okay with a minority stake as long as you got to deal with one sort of scenario, and then unfortunately, they have defaulted and now it's on me. I don't accept it. And you're not really in a position to continue trying to strong arm your way into these deceptive arrangements. There's only so much your ceremony can do to deliver on the practical material needs of the people. And I understand this myself, I do. I've had to make do with what I have, right? I mean, that's part of what is the unique position of women. We have a capacity to innovate, to accommodate, but don't mistake one woman for another. This is very important.